It is visible. You can.
Okay. A very good morning to one and all present today. On behalf of KFCM Group of Institutes and Imperial College of Engineering and Research, Wagholi, Pune, Department of MBA, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all present for this webinar. Today's topic is different scholarship schemes and the documents required to avail scholarship. The guest speaker for our today's webinar is Professor Pradeepa SV. Ma'am has done BTech IT, MBA in Finance and Systems. Ma'am is pursuing PhD. She has published 2 national papers in UGC approved journals, and ma'am has an experience of 5.5 years. So on behalf of Department of MBA, I would like ma'am to please enlighten the students and motivate them to understand the various schemes which the governments and the private institutes are giving. Thank you, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your brief description. Thank you so much. A warm good morning to all of you, to all the students who are present for today's session, and my colleague staff members also. Today, we will be discussing in detail what are the various scholarship schemes which the government is giving for the MBA students. As you all know, MBA is a professional course. So as the government, we are going to learn, see what are the various schemes, scholarship schemes, which the government is offering to the financially deprived people to help them to continue to pursue their education. So for that reason, we are having this special session during this COVID-19 situation. So this is one of the very, very important session wherein students should know what are the various scholarship schemes which the government is giving to the students. Okay, to start with, we'll be through this session, we will be knowing what are the various scholarship benefits. What are the various scholarship benefits for MBA aspirants? Documents which are needed to obtain the scholarship based on your category. So as you all know, we have various category like open, your OBC, then your VJNT, NT1, 2, so all those things, SC, BC, SC, ST. So all those categories like your caste wise, we are going to discuss the various scholarship schemes which the government is offering to the students. And after knowing, we should also know how to apply to all those schemes. So we will be discussing all these topics in today's session. So these are the various types of scholarship schemes which the government is offering. To start with is your Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj Shikshan Shulk Shishyavriti Yojana. So it is in short, it is like your EBC scheme for your economically backward caste. For them only this scheme is being given. That is open general category students ke liye. So this special scheme is being given. Your scholarship is being available. Then you have your VJNT scholarship. Then you have your OBC, then SC, ST, then you have your Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh Vasati Grah Nirvah Bhatta Yojana. So this is again for general category students where their parents are farmers or other employees who are associated with the organization with economically backward class. So for that people, we are having your Punjab Rao Deshmukh scholarship scheme. And last is your disability scholarship, wherein for your physically handicapped students or physically challenged students, so we have the special scholarship, that is your disability scholarship. Okay, now we will discuss what are the various benefits and what are the eligibility criteria for each and every scholarship, and what are the particular documents which the student should have to avail all these scholarships. Okay, to start with is your Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu scheme. So it is only for your economically weaker sections of your society, those students who belong to your economically weaker sections. So those students can go in for applying for this scholarship. Okay. And what are the eligibility criteria which we are going to have? First thing, the student should be a domicile of Maharashtra. He should belong to Maharashtra or at the border of either Maharashtra or at the border of Karnataka. When the student belongs to these criteria, so the first criteria will be a domicile certificate will be needed. Then he should be pursuing his professional course. It may be any professional course. Likewise, when you people are graduates, which is a non-professional course, some people would have been doing even your from engineering also. Some students would like to pursue MBA now at this point of time. So again, even after engineering also, all these scholarship schemes are applicable. If you people have already done your MCom or MA and you have got scholarship, again, you can avail scholarship over here. Okay, so professional scholarship is because it is a professional course, MBA is a professional course, it is available, it is applicable. Your scholarship schemes are available over here also. And the main important criteria is your annual family income should be less than 8 lakhs. This is a very important criteria. So wherein your family income, either it may be your father, it may be your guardian, or whoever it is who's running your family, their income should be less than 8 lakhs. Then the main criteria, that is the student should have taken admission in open category. If the student has taken admission in open category, then you are eligible for this scholarship scheme. Okay, now we will see what are the various documents which are needed. First thing, as we said, you should be a domicile of Maharashtra, so definitely you need your domicile certificate. Then we said like you need your family income should be less than 8 lakhs, so definitely you need to have an annual income certificate for that. Then you need your CAP related document. As we said, it is a professional course, so definitely you need a CAP certificate. Your admission should be done through, that is your centralized admission process, which is called as CAP. That is through your government quota, your admission should be done. Okay. Then agar if there is a gap educational gap, likewise if you have completed your graduation during last academic year, say suppose you have finished your education by the year 2019, now you are applying for the year 2020, so there is a gap in that condition, so that 1 year gap or any number of years of gap, so you should go for a gap certificate, which can be easily available by contacting a lawyer or any of the legal advisors over there. It can be done. Okay. Then again, this scholarship is available only for 2 people, only for two children in a family. So for this, maybe you will be needing a ration card, which is going to again tell you that there are only two children, and you are the second one or you are the first one, so that should be there. Okay, so family declaration certificate is needed. Then your attendance certificate, so there should be 75% of attendance. Your scholarship, to avail your scholarship, definitely all the students should have attendance certificate, which will be given by the college. If we are going to be in the very first year, this is not mandatory. For the second year scholarship, your attendance certificate is mandatory. Then you should have your previous year mark sheet. If you are applying for the first year of MBA, you should have your graduation mark sheet should be there. If you are applying for second year MBA scholarship, then you should have your first year MBA's mark sheet. So all these are the various documents which are needed to avail your Rajarshi Sahu scholarship scheme. Okay, so I hope everybody is clear with this. Yes.
Hello, madam.
Yes, Suraj, any doubts?
CAP related document समझ में.
CAP related document is nothing but
CAP
once you have
related document.
Yeah, I'm giving you the clarification for that. CAP related document is you are taking admission. So once you have taken admission to our college or any college, they will give you an admission confirmation letter, meaning that you have taken admission in so and so college, which is affiliated to so and so university under Maharashtra state. So that document is mandatory. You have to upload that document while taking admission for scholarship. So while filling your application form of your scholarship, that document is mandatory. You should always keep that document safe. Once we are doing admission also, when your admission process is going, finally when you report to the college, you have done all your process, you have got admission to our college. Once everything is done from our side, from the college side, there will be an acknowledgement slip which is telling that this student has taken admission in college. So that is your CAP document. Yes, ma'am. Prabha ma'am. Prabha ma'am, anything from your side?
Yeah, 1 minute. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Ha. Suraj, as you were asking about what is that cap letter? So like when our admission process start na, it is done through cap round only, because initially you will have to go for document verification to facilitation center. Okay, once you have completed with that process, you need to go to ARC center. Like then again your documents and everything is verified over there. Okay, and then cap round 1, 2, 3, like each and everything is given by DT, that is Director of Technical Education Mumbai. They will give the notice like when dates and everything will be given, and based on that our process start. Okay, and like whenever you are availing this scholarship benefit, now for scholarship benefit your admission has to be through cap round only. Unless and until you are not coming through cap round, you will not get all this benefit. ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर आपको स्कॉलरशिप अवेल करना है किसी भी स्टूडेंट को, मे बी दे मे बी फ्रॉम ओपन कैटेगरी या any other category, SC category, OBC category, VJ, NT, anyone it may be, like if you need this scholarship benefit, your admission process has to be completed through cap round, which is by Director of Technical Education. Okay, so still the dates for this cap round, it has not yet been declared. Nothing has been declared, like when the document verification process and everything will start. As soon as it is given by DT, immediately we will be informing you all, and you all can proceed for all this process. Okay, and after that, and those students who are not going for this cap round, then their admission process, it is through institute level, and either through institute level or against cap, but they won't be getting any of this benefit, a scholarship benefit. Be clear with this, and if any doubt you have related to again this, you can ask.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
Pradeepa ma'am, you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
clarification. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. You can carry on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Now, next is your Punjab Rao Deshmukh scheme, scholarship scheme, wherein again, this is for those candidates whose parents are farmers, who are having a particular amount of land, some amount of land, and who are registered laborers. For registered laborers, you should have a certificate that he is a registered laborer. It should be certified by the proper competent authority. So that should be attached while applying for your Punjab Rao Deshmukh scholarship scheme. So let's see what are the eligibility criteria. For the very first thing, he should belong to India. He should have a nationality certificate claiming that he is a Indian. Then he should also have a domicile certificate, which is mandatory, saying that the candidate belongs to Maharashtra, and again bona fide certificate telling that this candidate belongs to a particular institute. So this bona fide certificate will be issued from college once you complete all your application, your admission process is done. Your bona fide student certificate will be issued from college, so that is not an issue. So as Prabha ma'am had detailedly explained what is CAP, that is your CAP certificate. So same things, your CAP certificate is also mandatory for any type of category admission or scholarship benefit. Definitely student should have your CAP certificate, which is very mandatory, where there are going to be various steps as explained by Prabha ma'am. So that those steps should be followed, and final, once everything is done, your final letter acknowledgement slip which is given from the college side, so that is mandatory, that is very important. Okay, next, what are the other eligibility things, criteria which are there is your, again same thing, your family income should be less than 8 lakhs, and here there should be a minimum of 50% attendance. So likewise, initially also for your EBC also we said you need attendance certificate. Here also there is an attendance certificate which is mandatory, claiming that there should be 50% of attendance in the college. Okay, then again this is also applicable even for your SCBC candidates. Now as you all know, now you have your open Maratha, now they are called as SCBC. So this thing is again applicable for your SCBC category students also. Okay, now what are the documents which are needed? So starting from your 10th standard, that is your SSLC, SSC exam say leke, so 10th, 12th, your graduation, so all those mark sheets should be given as a proof. Okay, then you need your domicile certificate, then you again, as I said, which we call it as a registered labor certificate or Alpa Budarak certificate. This is very mandatory, telling that you are having particular amount of land where you are doing farming is being practiced over there. So that Alpa Budarak certificate is mandatory. And if it is not, in case of not a child of Alpa Budarak or registered labor, then if these two conditions are not there, even if you are not belonging to a son of a farmer or a daughter of a farmer, and not a son or a daughter of a registered laborer, then you should produce your income certificate. Annual income certificate should be produced in that condition. So these are the various documents which are needed. And in continuity to that, again you need your CAP document, as again said. Again, if you want to have your hostel facilities, again Punjab Rao Deshmukh is again going to give you your hostel facilities and all those things. For that, you should show your hostel documents over there, where if you're staying in a private hostel or if you're staying as a PG in a particular thing. So all those things, if you're having a rented house with, to whom the owner you're paying your rent or rental agreement, and all those things should be attached along while applying for your Punjab Rao Deshmukh scholarship scheme. Okay, so hope everybody is clear with this. Am I audible? Yes, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, next is for your VJNT students, your SC/ST students, and your SBC students. So they have a particular scholarship which is called as your tuition fees and examination fees. And for SC students, it is called as complete free ship. And here free ship, in the sense, again we have two categories over here: free ship candidates and also tuition fees and examination fee waiver candidates. So in that condition, like you have your VJNT, SBC, all these candidates, category students will have your tuition fee waived. Or say suppose in our college we are entire tuition fee or your entire college fee will be around 1,500,000. Okay, that 1,500,000, again your tuition fee will be waived over there, and maybe the other amount, maybe the other part. For VJNT students, you need to pay only your building development fee, so which will be turning around 10,000 rupees. Okay, so that amount only will need to be paid by your VJNT students. In case of SC students, even your building development fund will also be waived off, wherein like they will be paying only 1,000 rupees for the university charges, registration charges in the first semester. Okay, so these are the various facilities for your VJNT candidates. Okay, next we have your next you have your eligibility. Same thing. Candidates should belong to VJNT, SC, ST, and SBC category. And parents' annual income, definitely it needs to be under 8 lakhs. And he should be a resident domicile of Maharashtra. Then, what are the various documents which are needed? First thing, he should have a caste certificate claiming that he belongs to one of the caste. Say, suppose he may be VJNT, NT1, NT2, SC, ST. Then he may belong to even your OBC. So all these things. So claiming your caste, there should be a caste certificate. Then you have your income certificate claiming that it is less than 8 lakhs. Then you have your caste validity. So if the student has already pursued or he's completed his professional degree, so he would have got your caste validity certificates. Like some students who have your arts background or your commerce background, maybe those students would have not got their caste validity certificate done. So in that condition, students should start applying for your caste validity certificate. They should start applying, and that your caste validity certificate application, maybe like it may take maybe 30 days or 21 days or 40 days depending upon the taluka which you belong to. So start applying for that, for which the procedure will be, you have to take a bona fide certificate from your last college, and maybe your LC may be asked, and maybe you can contact a legal advisor who's there sitting next to the your e-seva center. Maybe he may also guide you. You have to get, if there is somebody in your family who has already got a caste validity certificate, using that caste validity certificate immediately, with that showing that you can also get it immediately within 10-15 days, your caste validity certificate will be done. And again, for caste validity, why we are emphasizing this much is, but in the last 2 years admission, caste validity certificate has been made mandatory while taking admission only. Minimum, we should have an acknowledgement slip saying that the student or the candidate has applied for caste validity. He has not received it. Maybe he will receive it within 10 days. So that certificate is mandatory, so that you enjoy the scholarship benefits. So that is why we are emphasizing on your caste validity certificate. Then your mark sheets should be there. It may be your SSLC, HSC, or your last examination mark sheet. If you're a graduate, your last semester mark sheet should be uploaded over there. And again, gap certificate, as we already said, if there is an educational gap, definitely you have to upload your gap certificate over there. Then your cap allotment letter, which are given in your professional courses, so that should be there. Then LC, your leaving certificate from your last college, should be applied. For in case you're a graduate, so your LC from your last college should be there. And again, declaration certificate of parents. So for this, they are asking your ration card, which is having your name enlisted in your family's ration card. Okay, so these are the documents which are needed. Then we have your OBC students. So same thing for OBC students, their tuition fee has been waived off over there. Okay. So eligibility criteria will be, parents and guardians annual income should be less than or equal to 1 lakh. So then he should belong to OBC category, must be a resident of Maharashtra, and he should come through cap round process only. And there should be a minimum of 75% attendance for your enjoying your benefits of your OBC. Okay. Now, so again, the documents for that will be the same thing as we discussed in your VJNT and this one. Same, these are the same documents which you will be requiring. Again, you need your non-creamy layer certificate. If you belong to NT category, SBC category, or other like OBC category, you need a non-creamy layer which is mandatory, stating that your family income is less than 8 lakh rupees. So that is mandatory to have enjoy your scholarship benefits. Okay. Then the last one is your disability scholarship. Say so. Again, there are certain terms and conditions. If a candidate is physically challenged and again he belongs to any of the other categories, he can enjoy any one, only one scholarship benefit he can enjoy. He cannot take scholarship benefits for physically challenged category and also for a category student. So either one only he can enjoy. So if he is physically challenged also, he should give his physically challenged certificate stating that his disability level is 40% and above, and he should be a resident or a domicile of Maharashtra. Okay. So documents: last appeared examination mark sheet, his domicile certificate, his disability certificate, or any guardian certificate in case like his father or some father has been expired. So in that condition, guardian certificate or father's death certificate should also be attached while applying for your scholarship schemes. And gap certificate if there is a educational gap. Okay. And you even have your minority scholarship schemes. So what are minority scholarship schemes? Like if you're a student who is belonging to a Jain community or a Christianity or a Islam, so definitely in that condition also you can go in for applying for minority. Even if you have taken admission under a non against cap, agar if you have taken admission, your minority scholarship scheme will be applicable over there, wherein like showing that you are a candidate belonging to so and so community. If you belong to Jain, Islam, or whatever it is, your LC or whatever document should state that you belong to so and so caste or religion, which is being declared as minority by Indian government. So that should be there to enjoy your minority scholarship scheme. Okay. Then, so this is how your scholarship scheme, your website looks like. This is a home page of your Apply Sarkar DBT ka direct benefit transfer. So this is your home screen, how it looks. Then there are various user manuals which are being given for your scholarship application for process, starting from how your registration starts. So usse leke, so everything will be available. So I'm just showing how the user manual looks like. Okay. So it is giving you all the guidelines, how you should register, how you should apply for your scholarship. Everything is clearly given over here. How your registration should be start. If you are a new applicant, once your admission is done, you are going to be a fresh student who is going to apply for the scholarship for the first time. So you will be going for new applicant registration. Then you have again, it will be asking whether you have an Aadhaar number. If you have an Aadhaar number, there are n number of steps which will be followed. If you don't have an Aadhaar number, then also they are giving n number of options for you to do. Okay. So OTP based on your Aadhaar number and your mobile number which is linked, there will be OTP which is sent to your registered number, and with that your application process will start done. Okay, will be getting done. Then, so this is your initial level of your registration. For your registration, after that you will be starting to, so this is your registration using non-Aadhaar, those students who don't have an Aadhaar card. So again, they have so many provisions which have been given for them also. Okay. Then again, if there are some students who don't have their Aadhaar card and their mobile number or their bank account, see, once you're applying for your scholarship account or your schemes, your Aadhaar card and your bank account should be linked. If you have not done it, again, there are certain procedures for again getting your Aadhaar card linked with your bank account, because the scholarship account directly gets credited to your bank, and from there your amount, the fee amount will be paid to the college account. Okay, so for that, linking of your Aadhaar card and your bank account is mandatory. Again, for that also, your there are certain links which are given. So for that, you have to go to your Aadhaar card, that is your Unique Identification Authority of India's site. You have to visit there and again check Aadhaar or bank linking status. You have to click on this particular thing and enter your Aadhaar card number, and your OTP will be sent. If you are getting, it is already linked with your bank account. If your Aadhaar card is linked with your bank account, then your mapping will be done immediately. If it is not happening, okay, then you have to go visit your, so there is one other procedure manual also which has been given by your, for your Aadhaar seeding procedure. Agar if it is not been done, then you have to visit your branch, bank branch. Again, you have to give an undertaking telling that I want to link my Aadhaar card with my bank account. So which we call it as NPCI mapper. So that process you have to do it. Okay. So once if you are giving an undertaking, then the bank will start processing. It will check for various conditions and finally it will be linked with your account. Okay, so these procedures, these tasks are mandatory. Okay, if it is done, your scholarship availing and all those things will be made very easy, and it is going to be, and you will be getting your scholarship amount. Once it is all the process is done, there will be a redeem option, which will be again the scholarship amount will be paid in 2 installments. You will be getting the first installment notification. Everything will be online. You need not go visit anybody. Just log in with the user account and password. Just check on the status where your approval, your scholarship process has been reached. Maybe from the desk college, there'll be desk 1, desk 2. Then again it reaches to your next year government official. Then the money amount will be dispersed, and all these process will be taking and will be undertaken, and the amount will be given transferred to your account, wherein you have to click on the redeem option and the amount will be directly uh, transferred to the college account or your account. Okay, so this is your entire process which will be carried out for your scholarship availing method. Okay, any doubts here? Anybody? Anybody who's having a doubt, please feel free to ask. We'll definitely help. So now, as of now, all these application process will start once your admission is done. Before that, the thing which you people have to do is only one thing: get all the documents ready as of now. If your caste validity is not done, get your caste validity documents done before your admission process starts. And if you're not having your once you complete your examinations, as government has given, your examination will be happening in the last week or your month end of your September. So once that is done, your getting of your LC, getting of your documents, your mark sheets, all those things, you please focus on that. Get all those things done so that it is going to be easy to avail your scholarship in a very smoother manner. Everything is online. You need not go visit anybody. Once your document is done, just scanning, uploading only needs to be done, which is going to take another half an hour or 1 hour of time, which through which everything, all the process will be completed. Okay, clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Suraj?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Hello?
Suraj. Yes, Suraj.
EBC के लिए कुछ बता.
EBC. So for EBC, there are only 3 to 4 documents which you need to focus. You need to have your mark sheets. You need to have your domicile certificate, your family income certificate you need to have. And again, you need to have your, जैसे if you are a farmer, if your father is a farmer, you need to take Alpa Budarak certificate. or if you don't have that, even if your father is not a farmer, then you need to produce your income certificate. And because you're just a fresh student, for you there is no need to have a gap certificate also. You need to have your ration card. That's it. Only these are the documents for a EBC student, wherein it is going to be very, very easy and simple. Okay?
हेलो
Yes, Suraj.
कॉलेज में पूरी फीस भरनी पड़ती है क्या आधी?
No. You need not pay entire amount. You just need to pay only that amount after deduction of your EBC amount. Say your EBC will be coming around 45,000 will be your EBC amount. You need to pay 55,000 to college.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yes. You need not pay entire fee to the college. This is a strict instruction which is given even by the government of Maharashtra, wherein student need not pay the entire amount. The scholarship amount will directly be paid to the college, and you need not pay that amount at all.
मैडम हेलो
Yes, Ruturaj.
मैम एससीबीसी स्टूडेंट के लिए कुछ है क्या?
Can you please be louder? We are not able to hear you.
हेलो
Yes, Ruturaj.
मैम एससीबीसी स्टूडेंट के लिए कुछ
SC.
एससीबीसी
SCBC is the same thing. I have already given you the same thing. If you just need to have your mark sheets, you need to have your income certificate, you need to have your domicile and nationality. That's it. Your ration card. These are the documents for your SCBC student also. SCBC student is again equal to open EBC. Okay. So this is what is the same thing. Clear? Clear, Ruturaj? Yes, Ruturaj.
clear मैम.
Okay, thank you. Again, you can see our college view also. Prabha ma'am is again showing the college view, which is again our I-Core is a greenery environment. It is surrounded by so many trees.
मैडम पुणे सिटी से बाहर है क्या कॉलेज?
क्या सूरज? What did you ask?
वागोली में है, बता रहा हूँ उसको.
Yes, it is in Wagholi only. Just on the Nagar highway, you need to just take a right and just behind of PJs. Just maybe you have to go 500-600 meters. The college will be reached. You will reach the college. Any other doubts?
No मैम.
If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask us. So again, ma'am is showing our department where we are. So this is the staff room, MBA staff room. Right side is our HOD's cabin, MBA HOD's cabin. So once you come for admission also, you need to come to this block, which is in B block, I-Core B block, ground floor, right side, towards your right side is your department of MBA. Actually, like the classrooms are locked, I think. If not, maybe we will show you the classrooms. Our special room with smart boards and all those things. We can show you.
हेलो मैडम.
Yes, Suraj.
ओपन कैटेगरी के स्टूडेंट को पंजाब और हमारा दोनों विशेष भेज सकते हैं.
Suraj, actually your voice is breaking. Can you come to a range
Hello?
network? Yes, Suraj.
Hello.
Yes, Suraj.
ओपन कैटेगरी के स्टूडेंट को राजश्री शाहू महाराज और पंजाबराव देशमुख दोनों के
हाँ।
लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं क्या?
No, anyone. See, all these scholarship, you can apply only for one scholarship. Okay, you cannot apply for all scholarship. एक ही scholarship के लिए आपको applicable है, आपको दो scholarship नहीं मिलेगा.
ओके
जो भी है आपको select करनी है. अगर आपको पंजाब राव देशमुख चाहिए, आप select ले सकते हो. अगर आपको राजश्री शाहू चाहिए, वो select कर सकते हो. दोनों का same ही है, benefit तो same ही है. वो
Same
दोनों
है।
में आपको एक ही मिलने वाला है. Okay?
ओके ओके
Yes. अगर आपको ईयर डाउन भी हो गया, अगर वो वर्स्ट कंडीशन पे, आपको सिर्फ फर्स्ट ईयर का, जब तक आप ईयर डाउन क्लियर नहीं करते हो, आपको सेकेंड ईयर का स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलेगा. ओके, ये सारे कंडीशंस है. अगर आप महाडीबीटी का वेबसाइट पोर्टल आप एक बार खोल के पढ़ेंगे ना, ये सारे इंफॉर्मेशन आपको उधर मिलेगा. ओके, महाडीबीटी वो वेबसाइट पे आप जाके पढ़ेंगे राजश्री साहू के लिए क्या क्या चाहिए, उसका कंडीशंस क्या है, ये सब कुछ आपको बहुत क्लियरली आपको सिंपल टर्म्स में दिया है. ओके, यस. एनी अदर डाउट्स?
नो मैम.
ओके, थैंक यू सूरज. प्रभा मैम, वर्षा मैम.
Yes, ma'am. We are
Shall
done
we?
with-
Yeah, I think I'm done with my presentation as such.
Okay.
I thank.
Pradipha ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Some students would be from other universities, so migration, applying for the migration certificate is
Yes.
mandatory for them.
Yes, yes,
So-
it is mandatory for taking eligibility in the college, but that will not be needed for a scholarship. That migration certificate is mandatory for getting eligibility number in your Savitribai Phule Pune University for your examination
Yes,
purpose.
yes.
Migration certificate is mandatory, but in case of your scholarship, migration certificate is not needed. For application process, your migration
Yes,
certificate
yes.
is not needed.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Thank you so much for your patient listening also, students. Hope I have clarified your doubts from my side. With the short time what was given to us, so we have taken our little efforts to satisfy your needs. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for listening also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request Shalini ma'am to propose a vote of thanks.
Okay, good morning all of you. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, warm and restful morning to all of you. I would like to take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on behalf of JSPM's Imperial College of Engineering and Management, Department of MBA. I thank today's resource person, Professor S.V. Pradipha, for sharing her valuable thoughts and providing valuable information regarding the various schemes which are available for the students for taking admission in for MBA. So various schemes, I mean, she has enlightened and given a detailed view of the various schemes which are available for the MBA students. So thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for the same.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Again, I would like to I would like to thank our resource persons and inspirations and gurus, Dr. Kayande sir and Dr. S.N. Patil sir, Campus Director ICOR Bagoli, Principal sir, Dr. R.S. Deshpande sir, Principal ICOR Bagoli, Dhavle sir, Dr. Dhavle sir, Vice Principal ICOR Bagoli, Dr. Prabha Singh ma'am, HOD ICOR MBA Department. And this program is a teamwork of all the faculty members. So thank you all of you. Again, I would like to thank all the students present for this webinar. The most important source of our inspiration is our founder, Dr. T.J. Sawant sir. he has given all the guidance required. So thanks a lot, sir. So with this, I would like to end the session, conclude the session. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Maybe like I want request everybody to please turn on your video so that we'll go for one photo also. Ruturaj, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeepa ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was a real wonderful session, like sharing information with this new coming students also. Thank you so much. Thank you for patient listening. It was a great opportunity which I have got during this time. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. The detail of tomorrow's, it will be shared on WhatsApp group. Okay, tomorrow we are having a person who is coming from industry. Okay, he is vice president of Citibank. So, like, I would request everyone to please be in time, because if somebody else is, hmm?
Yeah,
Hello.
sorry to disturb you, Prabha ma'am. Tomorrow we are having a panel discussion starting from evening 4 to 5, and Vice President of Citibank will
On
be coming
Saturday.
on Saturday, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So, like the person who is coming, they all are from industry.
yes, yes.
Industry. Some of them are from industry. Some of them are having their own firm. So, I would request each and every student be on time, because if person they are coming from outside, it won't look good asking them staying back and waiting for student. So, be present on time, and you can have your questions ready, like what you are feeling like after this post COVID, what will be the situation, whether how things are going to be happening and everything. So you can have your own questions ready, so that you can clear all your doubts, whatever you are having in your mind, with the experts who are coming from industries. Okay, so dear student, kindly keep all your questions ready. Okay, thank you once again from JSPM Imperial College of Engineering MBA department. Thanks a lot to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have
Thank
a
you so
good
much.
day. Yeah,
Have a good day. Have a
Thank you.
good day.
yeah,
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we can request student, they can leave, and ma'am, you,
Yes.
Can
Shall we have a
continue
meeting
with
then?
the meeting. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
I will remove them.
Recordings.
Recording be, I'll just remove the recording. Okay.